This episode is sponsored by Monarch Money. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use the code ATM at monarchmoney.com if you browse for half of your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code ATM. Hi, I'm Jim Jefferies. I'm here with Amos Gill. Welcome to the At This Moment podcast. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how Donald Trump thinks museums are too woke.
We'll also talk about the burning of flags, the rebrands of American slop houses.
Jesse Smollett gets a mention.
Geez, we keep it topical. Jesse Smollett.
Yeah.
Also, we did the best job in the Soviet Union to have. We definitely discussed that one. Also, I'm in Lisbon because Jim's meeting me there for the European tour. There's tickets available at jimjefferies.com. I imagine there's very few left.
Now, go to jimjefferies.com. Most of the gigs now are sold out across Europe. Some still have tickets and some have just had some shows added. So come along, come one, come all, but enjoy the podcast right now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to At This Moment with Jim Jefferies and Amos Gill. And at this moment, I'm ahead of you, Jim. I'm in Portugal.
Am I paying for your hotel room right now? Have you already checked in?
No, my girl...
You've cut out already. You've cut out already. As soon as you
said, paying for my
hotel. Oh, your girlfriend's paying for your hotel?
No, we've split a room down here. So you're in Lisbon. I'm meeting you Thursday in Lisbon for your European tour.
Yeah.
I've got in town 3 days early, and I've gone to Lagos. And I was looking up.
Sorry, you're cutting out again. I don't know what the fuck it is with your stupid fucking microphone. You do my fucking head in.
What to do in
this
Lagos?
This podcast could be a success if it wasn't for your fuck off microphone. It seems to work fucking for 10 words and doesn't work for it. It's like it's trying to bleep you before it goes, oh, he's about to say something racist and we'll just cut it short.
Fucking Saudi Mike.
As soon as you said Lagos, it just went, oh no, he said that with an ethnic accent. We'll have to cut him. Anyway, so you're back.
Yeah, so I'm in Lagos with the missus. She's here for 4 nights. And
it's pronounced Legos.
Just to let you know, well, it's been as painful as stepping on Legos, a trip with the missus.
Yeah.
She's currently in the bedroom. She's in the bed. I'm in the corner. Yeah. I said, go downstairs for a bit, would you? Let me have the room so I can do the podcast
Wait a minute. Have you got a podcast with 2 floors? Oh, no, you would have gone to send it to the fucking lobby.
Yeah, they're playing some music and whatnot down in the resort. I said, go and have a listen to the Fado music or whatever they're playing.
Yeah. So you can find some Portuguese bloke with a button down to his belly button.
Go meet my mate.
Why are you by yourself? And this is all I remember of Portugal. People walking around like this: cocaine, heroin, cocaine. Because all drugs are legal in Portugal, if you don't know. So the drug dealers are putting not much effort into being discreet.
Yeah, I haven't seen any. What we did was we went to a tour of the caves today, and then we were looking around.
It's nice to have sex every now and again with your missus, isn't it?
I was doing a bit of spelunking.
Put a miner's hat on there. You went up there. He found his car keys.
I'll send you the photo.
Okay. Yeah, you found your key to the house.
Yeah. So, and I was like, what else is known, in Lagos? I know Lisbon. One of my best mates is there. This town that we're in is where Madeleine McCann was stolen from in 2007.
Yes, nice.
And I saw something magnificent today, and I immediately thought of you and thought, I wish I was with Jim for this bit, not Annika, because she doesn't even know the Madeleine McCann story. She's probably too young.
Yeah.
A little kid.
She might be Madeleine McCann. We haven't checked.
Was running around the resort.
She's the right age.
Huh? Running around the resort.
Yeah.
Away from the parents, about a 6-year-old, little 6-year-old boy. And the parents were like, get back here now. And he kept running away, wouldn't stay in eyesight. And then the kid's like, why do I have to stay in eyesight? I'm looking at the dad, and I felt like I couldn't say the joke, but the dad was like, this bloke can tell you. Because it's not, and then I started reading about it.
But aren't you worried that they thought you might have been the bloke?
Well, that could be. I was lingering by the male toilets. There was a clog in there, and I wasn't in yet, so I was by.
Oh, there's a clog in there. Oh, the Dutch are visiting, are they?
Man, it was crazy to read about the story. I forgot about the Madeleine McCann story.
What are you bringing up a child abduction story all these years later? Okay,
because I've told you many times, true crime pays in podcasts. Yes. I don't understand. So it still blows me away. I spoke to a dude about it today on the boat as well. I brought it up, and he was like, 35 euros it is here for an all-night babysitter. €35. Why do they leave the kid unattended? Because they get a lot of shit for it, this town, Lagos. It's creeps. They're like, first of all, it was a German guy that did it, they reckon. But either way, they're like, we're safe. Just to let you know, the city of Lagos took a big dive for tourism. No one wanted to come here.
Right.
And ever since then, they're back. And I did think, now hear me out. Do you think it would be in poor taste to do a Madeleine McCann true crime walkthrough tour?
Okay, I see where you're heading with this. Yes, I do believe it would be in poor taste, right? There's a reason that Jack the Ripper actually helps London tourism. It's not kids, man. It's not kids. It's like
Oh, what, prostitutes' lives don't matter?
No, but it's not like they had a huge movement that fucking took over COVID. You know what I mean? Prostitute lives matter. No one did that one. And were they all hookers? I thought they were just like women walking around, weren't they? They found that bloke anyway last year. They found him.
They did find him, but no. I think if you could take a trip.
Did you ever see that she was like a Polish girl who just didn't get along with her parents? She's like 25 or something, and she just said, I think I'm Madeleine McCann. She went on the news going, I've got similar eyes. I look like I would have been her as a child, and we can't find a photo of me under 8. And her parents just were like this, we have tons of photos of you under 8. Stop going on the news.
That's so good. That's great. That's some of the best borderline personality disorder I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, wanting to get fucked. I just watched the documentary about Jesse.
I remember my first memory was being bought out of a car boot sale in Lisbon.
Yeah, it still ended up in Poland. I just watched the Jesse Smollett documentary on Netflix. You watched Jesse Smollett?
No, I haven't watched that. Did they cast him as himself?
He's on it. He's on it being interviewed the whole time. And then at the end, they sort of act like he's telling the truth. There's like the whole documentary says, oh, he's a maniac. And then it's like he's been set up. He was beaten up. But you know the footage on that documentary where you're just like, come on, Jesse. He's basically skipping back into his hotel with the noose still around his neck, holding a fresh Subway sandwich.
I can't believe he went with a Subway sandwich. How embarrassing!
He was a lead on Empire, and so the two blokes walking away were his personal trainer and an extra from Empire and that guy's brother. These two Nigerian brothers, right? Well, they've lived in America their whole life. Anyway, but yeah, the fact that he allegedly got beaten up by guys in MAGA hats, calling him the N-word and the F-word. And they beat him up.
This is MAGA country in Chicago.
In Chicago. Then they had a noose that they were just carrying around with him. They threw it on his neck. Then he leaves the noose on and goes to Subway.
Well, listen, anyone who's going to Subway is suicidal, in my opinion, anyway.
Look, brother, if he had Chick-fil-A, you'd go, yeah. Look, anytime you walk past one, they're hard to resist. But if I'm about to call the cops, I don't get a Subway like this, right? Anyway, then when the cops showed up, he's standing there with the noose around his neck like, huh? Oh, bit rough.
Yeah, remember at the same time there was that driver from NASCAR who was like, I found a noose in my garage. Remember that?
A noose in his garage?
Yeah, the black NASCAR driver. He found like a noose that was like laid out in his garage. It was around the same time where there seems to be a lot of fake hate crime.
And you think like his wife was just really depressed going, I don't know how it got there. If I have to watch you drive around in fucking circles all day, I'll fucking make myself.
Speaking of false flags, this is one in Australia that we could bring up to start with.
Also that woman who said she was black, but she wasn't black, who put the polish on her, she put the skin tone on her. Dolezal, Rachel
Dolezal. That was a great time. That was when that was Culture Wars 2015 type stuff. They were good days.
So she had a noose.
Silly times.
She had a noose. Look, I will still argue, and I'm going to say this in the right way. She identified as black. I watched the documentary on her. She raised black children. She taught them how to be black. They were her siblings that were adopted into her family. She immersed herself into black culture. She started to identify as black in her head. And then she said she was black. Is it any different from a trans person? I know that's like a controversial thing to say, but how far away are we from people going, because I always said, like, when I first moved to England, I was sort of identified as English because I didn't have to put sunscreen on all the bloody time. You know what I mean? So I sending the noose to her work and actually getting a black job, right? It's like it's one thing to identify as another thing, but then to go, you know,
where's my grant?
Okay, our mate.
Remember Elizabeth Warren when she's like the Native American?
Andy Askins. You know, Andy Askins' daughter was the one you sent the flowers to where you got in trouble with your girlfriend. Remember that, right?
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. Anyway, so you got earphones on. Remember that. You can't hear me. You'll be in trouble with this in a week when the podcast airs. Anyway, so Andy Askins has like a little cheruby face and he has little squinty eyes and stuff like that. And he had really dark hair. And he told his missus when he first met her that he was an Eskimo, just in a bar. He just goes, "Oh yeah, I'm an Eskimo," right? Yeah. Thought it was a funny thing to say.
You're all out of pickup lines when that's the go-to.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, I've never met an Eskimo before. Oh, how exciting, an Eskimo! I've never been out with an Eskimo like that, right?" Anyway, he forgot to tell her that he wasn't an Eskimo. And they dated for about a year or something, and then eventually she meets the parents. Right? She told me the story, not Andy. Yeah. She meets the parents, and she's in the house, and she goes, "Oh, it's so excited! I never dated an Eskimo before I started dating your son." And they're like this. "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not Eskimo. Why are you saying he's Eskimo for? He's not Eskimo."
He's like, "I'm not an Eskimo, but I am addicted to ice." I have a methamphetamine problem.
Talking quickly about race is Trump at the moment has he's decided to de-woke the Smithsonian museums because they've gotten too woke, which I think is a misdirect. I think that's what he does. Is there's problems in Israel, Palestine. There's things he's taken away. There's all the ICE raids and all that type of stuff. And to stop us thinking about things, he just goes like this. Bloody. So he says the Black Museum at the Smithsonian has gotten too woke and talks about slavery too much. Now, look, I'm not African American, as you know, right?
Yes.
As you know, I'm not.
You're not like Elon Musk.
No, I'm. Yeah,
an African American.
He is an African American, Elon Musk.
Yes.
But I'm going to say this: they can go on about slavery as much as they want. That's my policy. In their museum, of all things, if you go to the Black History Museum in Washington, D.C., and walk around and go, "Fucking hell, they're carrying on about bloody slavery, aren't they?"
Well, I felt that's the same way at Auschwitz. I thought, oh, God, Jews have done other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I mean, geez, they won't stop talking about bloody slavery. Like, what is it meant to be? Like a small little room that goes slavery, and then the next room is Bo Diddley invented rock and roll, right? And then the top story is just Jesse Smollett and Peter.
No, it's just Michael Jordan slamming the ball in the hoop, and they go, "Let's focus on that." Eh?
Yeah.
Well, I just Googled Donald Trump Smithsonian, and haven't you been made to look a dickhead? Yeah, I'm not sure you can see this, but it says whitehouse.gov, the official White House page.
Of course, it's called the White House. Yes.
Yeah. It says President Trump is right about the Smithsonian. That's the headline, and it's from the White House itself. So anyway, we'll put that topic to bed. What else is making it?
How can you say a museum is too woke? Like.
Well, let's see. What's he saying? What's he got to say? On
museums work in facts, right? That's what was meant to happen. Is facts.
Yeah.
Slavery happened. Fact. Yeah. If you want to talk about slavery in the Black History Museum, you like. It all leads into, then you talk about Harriet Tubman and things like that. It can't all just be, as you said, Michael Jordan dunking a fucking ball, mate. You know what I mean?
It should be a bit of that. I don't know if there is that in there, but that's all I'm saying.
That's the ending. That's the ending. That's the ending. It ends on a high note. And then, as I said, the Jesse Smollett room, and then we're done.
Yeah. So what? So you're saying that I'm trying to pull this up, but unfortunately, I'm not a paid subscriber of any legitimate news channel, which is why I'm so dumb on this show.
Isn't that weird?
I've got to go to the Hindu Times.
That we live in a society where we're like, oh, the news is fake, the news is fake, the news is fake. We used to buy newspapers, right, that were read like people actually journalists used to write on, and it wasn't just AI or just clickbait, not that stuff. And now, if someone like the New York Times goes, "Oh, it costs you $1.99 to subscribe," fuck that. I'll go to truth.com or some shit.
There's a really good Aussie comedian called Dan Rath who has a joke about it this year where he goes,
love Dan Rath.
Yeah, Dan Rath's a joke where he goes, "Unfortunately, I can't afford the truth. He goes, that's why I'm a flat earther. It's because to read that the earth is round is $3. I don't got it.
It's so true. That is so true. I will take misinformation for free.
Here we go. I'm trying to see what exhibits he thinks are a bit beyond the line. You know what I mean? They just say he focuses too much on the negatives. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've been to a few. Like it's like when I go to a museum, you know. And
as you said, if you went to a Jewish museum, it would focus on the Holocaust. It wouldn't just be Jerry Seinfeld.
Look,
right?
Let's come from his angle on this.
Okay.
Sometimes museums are a bit of a downer.
I tell you, those museums in Washington, all those Smithsonian museums are the best museums I've ever seen in the world. I've been to museums all over the world. They do a banger. I like the one that's just the one where it's like, hey, TV, you like TV? Here's Fonzie's jacket and Archie Bunker's chair. I love that shit. I could see that all day. That one's not too woke.
Yeah, that's that one. We went to the Smithsonian. You went around there for 8 hours. Any other museum, you're out of there in 5 minutes.
The space and air one, where you can see the Kitty Hawk plane, and then you finish the thing seeing the Apollo that was on the moon.
But you know what it is? But do you know what it is?
A fucking banger. If you get you go see the Declaration of Independence and all that type of stuff, and it'll be under like bulletproof glass. It's literally 20 inches thick, right? And that's fun, I guess. I'm not as in love with looking at a document as whatever, but when you can see Fonzie's jacket, talk about being woke. They've got the jacket of a man who was in his 30s who used to hang around the milk bar with teenagers. You want to talk about rewriting history? If there was ever a fucking person who should be fucking strung up, it's Arthur Fonzarelli.
Yeah, you think that coat needs to be burnt?
He hung it. He lived in a studio apartment above a residential house in suburban Milwaukee, hung out the local milk bar where the toilet was his office, and he went hey, like that with a fucking redheaded kid called Richie Cunningham who was about 15. The fucking authorities should have been on Fonzie's ass fucking years. So
you're saying the show jumped the shark when he was a pedophile, actually. He was not caught.
I do think that, like, when he's, the Spirelli twins, poof, hit the fucking thing. Like, get the fuck out of here, Arthur Fonzarelli. But, you know, Henry Winkler, you can't lose.
No, look, I'll say this about some of those museums. Is he talking about how, like, we go to the moon? No, let me bring this up. He didn't
just say the Black Museum. He said the museums in Washington need to be de-woked.
But like sometimes I get a bit annoyed with you go see some history that we all know and they go, but actually, did you know that there was a black woman who stapled some papers together on that mission? So they were They
but that movie
were equal parts
hidden
figures.
Hidden Figures. That was about things like
that. Yeah, or it'll be like 5 male explorers, and there'll be one lady. They'll be like, she was actually the brains of the whole thing, but women were overlooked back then. You know, Burke and Wills. Burke and Wills had a sister called Sally Ann, and she actually
First of all, about 1/5 of our listeners are in Australia, and you're mentioning Burke and Wills. Burke and Wills are the people who mapped out Australia, right? Went up and down bloody Australia, and he's mentioning Burke and fucking Wills.
I can't help me references. I'm an Aussie.
Okay, but
my point is, you've seen that. They do a lot of that in history.
You think that Pocahontas has got too much press, do you?
Yes. What was the chief up to? He was the one that was actually running that village.
He was the one who, hey, we call her Pocahontas.
No, hold on. Let me just say, Pocahontas was just a hot woman.
No, she was a cartoon as well.
Yeah. What's I don't actually know that cartoon. Annika's, she's asleep. What's the name of Pocahontas' bloke that was written Pocahontas? Captain Smith, was it?
John Smith.
John Smith?
John Smith. Played by Mel Gibson in the movie.
Was it? John Smith.
Mel Gibson did the voice of John Smith in the Pocahontas movie.
Look, I'm sure Pocahontas was an exceptional Hawaiian leader or something.
She wasn't Hawaiian. She was Native American.
Was she?
Yes. Do you think Pocahontas was an Hawaiian woman? You're mixing Pocahontas up with Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. You think she's Moana? She's not Moana.
I don't know American history.
Okay, you cut out.
It's the one thing I was never interested. If you found me out here, it was the one Disney movie led by a woman I wasn't interested in as a kid.
I tell you what,
I much preferred Basil, the Great Mouse Detective.
We went to Disneyland for my son's birthday party. We had the best fucking day. We did the make your lightsaber thing, which cost a couple $100, but it was a fucking banger. Man, we had a fun day. You know what was good? It was like most of the schools were back, but my son's school wasn't back, and we just went there. And we took my 4-year-olds, got a couple of little girls that live over the road who are his friends, and we took them and we went. I've never done this before. There's like a princess castle where you go and meet the princesses one by one, do a meet and greet with the princesses, and they move you along, and you get 3 princesses. You don't know which princesses you're going to get till you get in there.
Right.
Sleeping Beauty. Cinderella. Cinderella was there. Sleeping Beauty was.
You didn't get the Black Mermaid, did you? Donald Trump will fucking spit chips if you got the Black Mermaid. It better have been Ariel.
Called the black. We had the original Ariel, and my son walked in.
That's more like it, baby.
And he went. What? He goes. Where's the tail? Why has she got feet like this? I go. She's landlubber now. She's loud up there. She's all right. But but it was pretty good. There was Cinderella. There was the one, the Princess and the Frog Princess, and there was Ariel. And I got to say, if any of those 3 are listening to the podcast, which we know they are all doing, the good thing about living in LA is when you go to kids' birthday parties or you go to Disneyland or something, separate from going to Orlando, the fucking princesses and stuff are banging good actors. Right?
Oh, yeah. It actually is Lindsay Lohan on a comeback.
That strung out princess.
The LA County Jail uses that as an early release program for Hollywood chicks getting off coke. That's what got Downey Jr. back.
Well, it's wonderful. They all talk like, and hello, how are you? Oh, you look so pretty in your dress. They were just wonderful. And the kids, it's very rare to see children with what are quintessentially strangers. Just, can I hug you? Just the little girls. Yeah. That was the best bit of the day. Was seeing the little.
You've explained grooming there very, very easily.
Right. So all you got to do is get your 3 Disney princesses in your house, and you're good to go. Your microphone cut out, and I'm glad. I don't even need to know. I didn't even know what your next sentence fucking was.
Just stop. Let me just to all the creeps listening. What Jim essentially said is, you're one Mr. Invincible costume away from getting any kid you want.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Now
All right. Now I'd like to, when you cut out again.
I'd like to do some story. I want to talk some shit.
Okay.
I have to blame the Portuguese internet here.
Yeah. Hey. Did you also see? I was on TV today. I did Good Day LA, which should be called G'day LA. Why isn't it called G'day LA? Anyway, so I'm on Good Day LA. The biggest news story that I had to comment on is Taylor Swift has gotten engaged to Travis Kelce. Big news.
I did say that. A lot of people thought that was a fake relationship. Maybe still is. I don't know.
What, you think she might be a lesbian and he might just have brain damage, or both?
Everyone said that the NFL was paying for the relationship to get eyeballs on the league.
Mm. Well, this is the thing. Now, I'll tell you what, if the Chiefs get to the Super Bowl again because they reckon their team's not as good as they were last year, you're going to have to start to question whether it's just like they need Taylor in the audience.
Well, I was meant to come here and propose to Annika. It's not happening, by the way.
Is she listening?
No, she's scrolling on her phone. She pretends she's reading a book, but she's not.
Yeah.
She's reading a book about a woman who went through divorce, and
just check it's her phone and not yours.
No, she's back on the book. She's reading a book by the pool all day about a woman who broke up with her husband. She goes, they broke up because they have nothing in common. And I said, yeah, we've got things in common. And she goes, well, you didn't want to do water aerobics with me this morning, and that made me feel small.
What? Because you're not fucking 80 years old. It's meant to be for people with bad joints.
Fuck me.
Water aerobics. Even you with your 3 knee reconstructions still shouldn't be doing fucking water aerobics. You're in your early 30s.
Now, while she's sitting here, let's just be honest. I want to talk about trips with the missus.
Yeah.
Okay. This is one for the boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Relationships.
To summarize, they're not fun.
No, I do. I'm like, imagine if there was 3 lads here and I was going out tonight.
Yeah.
Well, the
good thing about having a wife or a girlfriend or something, you do live longer. Because if you holiday with men, that takes a year. Each holiday takes a year off your life.
A lot of heartbeats from fun.
Yeah. No, it takes a lot of just the stress alone.
No, I'll tell you what drives me up the fucking wall. We've spent good money to be here.
Yeah.
And my whole life with a woman is telling them to get in the fucking water. You see the ocean? You wanted to come here. You made me look at 35 different Pinterest pages about how nice it was going to be, all the TikToks, and then you get there, I'm a bit cold. And she just stands there up to the ankles, and I'm going, come on, go for a swim. And then it's 40 minutes of coaxing her into a paddock.
Don't even get me fucking started. I have a swimming pool which is 5 foot deep. It has been 40 degrees Celsius for the last fucking week. We're having a huge heat wave in LA. The pool, to put it in 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 95 it's been every day, right? And the pool is sitting at 87 degrees. You're meant to swim in a pool between 78 and 83 is the optimum pool temperature. My wife still requested that I heat it up. It costs $60 to heat the fucking pool.
The environmentalist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the environment. For some reason, women can go in showers that will melt the skin off your fucking bones. If you go in a shower after a wife, you will fucking die of fucking welts. But if they get in the ocean, it's too cold. I can't.
But women base their whole personality on beach vacations and then don't get in.
No, they can't handle it. They can't handle it.
My brain, dude, I just start.
I've never seen one of them run into a wave and jump.
That's why Pam Anderson,
in. Yeah.
Pamela Anderson is the best actress in Hollywood because she pretended to love coming in and out of the water and did it quickly.
That's the hottest thing about her, was that she was running in the water. It was like something we'd never seen.
But every other woman is going, oh, the shells, my foot, oh, something touched me. It's sticky in here.
Oh, no. My wife, it's all about the temperature. Her feet can she could walk on the sun. Don't worry about sharp objects. I've seen my wife crush a diamond.
Yes, so that was the first argument of the day.
You won't get in the water.
You won't get in the water.
Yeah.
And then she goes, no other boyfriend is yelling. Look, she goes, you're just so mean. You're always so mean.
Were you yelling?
No, I go like this. I go, come on. I start off cute. Come on. Oh, get in there. And then the next one is, hurry up. Come on. And then the next one is, it's a lot of money to stay here.
Did you use the saying, it's nice once you get in?
It's nice when you get in.
My wife says that to me before sex. Come on, it's nice once you get in.
You're like, it's so cold. What's wrong? Are you dead? Oh, it's slimy.
Oh, it's cold. I'm going to get shrinkage.
Something touched me in there.
I don't like the rocks.
This is all furry.
That is true. They like to. My wife is big on. Okay, so my 4-year-old does impersonations of me and the missus, right, and does impersonations of everyone in the family. The impersonation of my wife is like this. Oh, yummy food. Yum, 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 yum. I want to eat this. I want to eat chocolate. That's his impersonation. His impersonation of me is like this. He goes like this. I'm so angry about the thing Mummy says. Most people don't know about their financial accounts. They don't know what they're worth, whether it be their 401k, how much their properties are worth, how much their investments are worth, how much all those things together are worth. Amos doesn't even know how much money he has. The answer's $15. Then
well, that is almost close. Jim, I actually messaged. Can I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
This will be actually quite funny for the ad.
Sure.
We're advertising Monarch Money here, which is the best budgeting app there is. This is quite sad. I was in Lagos today, beach vacation, and as we looked out onto the beautiful sunset, my girlfriend, who always understands the moment, the German that she is, and she says, how far behind on taxes are you?
Yeah, well, you'd know with Monarch Money.
I said, now's not the time, sweetheart. She goes, you always avoid any financial conversation. How broke are we? I'd like to do this again because the only reason I'm actually able to go over to Europe is because you've paid for my flight for your tour. But that's got nothing to do with Monarch Money.
Well, feel organized and confident in your finances with Monarch Money, the all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean interface on your laptop or your phone. You'll know how much you have in your 401k. You'll know how much you have in your investments. You'll know how much you have in all your properties. And if you're Amos, you'll know how much you have in your wallet. And right now, just for our listeners, Monarch is offering 50% off your first year.
That's quite amazing, actually. 50% off your first year.
You're not going to get a better bargain than that.
No. I mean, you're the kind of person who needs help with their money, so you're probably going to ignore a 50% off of it because you're stupid, just like I am. So get on this, would you? 50% off means half. You're dope.
That is half off. That is half off. You'll discover forgotten. Now, this is what I need it for. It's forgotten 401k superannuation from past jobs. I had so many jobs as bartenders. I had so many jobs as stuff like that. Monarch Money will say, hey, this money's sitting over here. This is what you're worth. Find out what they're worth. Understanding how much cash is just sitting idle. Cash that could be working for you, cash that could be making money for you, and realize how stressful and time-consuming juggling all different financial apps can be. If you've not tried Monarch Money, try it. Try it. Yes. If I can use it, anyone can use it. I'm what the French call an idiot.
Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use the code ATM at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code ATM. Get on it. Well, you know what Annika said on the boat? We were on a boat trip, and she's always organises a boat trip. She always wants to do things on the vacation.
Oh, no. Me and my wife have stopped doing tours. They're never good. We're never good. Tours. As soon as you get on a tour, they're never good. They never live up to what you want to do. Private tours, yes. Tours with others, no.
We're always doing a group tour with, like, there's always one Romanian family that's brought their own sandwiches, and then, like, an Indian family of 8, and then a couple from England that hate each other.
Yeah. I know, and it always ends with somebody patting a dolphin and my wife crying. And I'm like, why did you bring me to the dolphin?
You know what she said to me? She goes, because it was just caves. We were just and we've been to every Mediterranean country, the blue cave, the green cave, the yellow cave. It's just rocks.
You went spelunking.
It's just rocks. It's just rocks. You're just looking at caves. And then I said something like this. I guarantee you when we get around that corner, if you're lucky, there might be more rocks we can look at. Okay. And she goes, do you want to know something? She goes, I'll tell you something. When Curb Your Enthusiasm came out, I hated that because I thought he was just a whinging asshole. And then I'm marrying that guy, a show I wouldn't even watch for free.
And also, he's worth $1 billion.
I bet he's actually very pleasant to take a trip with. Yeah. So that's the hard thing. I have all my fights on vacation.
It is funny, the idea of men and women being together. I've talked about this in my last special, Two-Limb Policy, which is out on Netflix. But the idea that we have nothing in common. We quintessentially want to do different things. If me and you went on vacation, what would we do? We would go to a bar. We would drink. We would go to, well, I don't drink anymore, but we would go see a sporting event in the local town. That we go, there's some certain club we want to see. Might look at a couple of landmarks, maybe, and then it would be about nightlife.
Big feed.
Go to a restaurant that has some item of food that you can't get anywhere else, right? They do this thing where there's unlimited kebabs where they slice them in front of you or some shit like that, and you go, you'd have to eat that. Where women
also,
aren't like, I want to have 5 pounds of food and watch a guy kick a ball.
Yeah, well, and if we do go for food, we were in some place that was on TikTok. There was a 50-minute line to go for pasta in Portugal. I said, we're not going there.
Okay, here's a relationship question for you, because I was thinking about this the other day. I went to Oasis again, and I got to talk. I got to talk about Canada. It's hilarious. Okay. So I went and saw Oasis in Toronto. Oasis were amazing as always. The venue is a dump. It was like this makeshift venue. Now, the relationship thing quickly. Do you and your missus, do you and Annika have any common music interests? Because me and my wife don't have any. The only common music interest is we have slightly
Yeah.
pop music from the early 2000s in Britain, because that's when I was living there. And but there's not like a band.
We do. We listen to German. We both listen to what is called Party Schlager German music, which is like DJ Otzi.
Right. Well, that's sweet.
Hey everybody, it's time to party in Mallorca style.
Oh, is it? Hey baby, I wanna know.
Yeah, and
if you be my girl, come on, everybody, it's time to party.
There's a lot of great German songs, which like there's one called Lila, which is just songs about prostitutes, and her and I sing along. There's one that says, I think it's Erica, and the lyrics are, Erica, you horny pig. Erica, you horny pig. But it's got a beautiful little beat behind it, and we sing that at
Is
full
it in
blast.
German, or is it just you yelling, Erica,
It's
you
like,
horny pig?
It's like, it goes like, you, the geile Schlau. Annika. Take your headphones off. What's the song about the horny pig in German? Joanna, that's the one. Joanna, du geile Schau. Whatever, it's something about you're a beautiful pig. So I always say that to her. If our relationship's going well, I can say, Annika, you horny pig, and she'll be into me. But if I've been a bad boyfriend, she's like, don't call me a pig.
Oh, yeah.
It's not nice.
They're
Boyfriends shouldn't do that.
They're sensitive like that, the pigs, aren't they?
Yeah, so you went to Oasis. Anyway, I'll just end on this note before we do Oasis. Yeah. I'm sick of, and I need you to hold me to account. I'm not going to order octopus again. Every time I get sucked into thinking octopus will be good. This is the time. Octopus. Oh, I hear the octopus is good here. I always order the octopus, and then everything else that comes out, I go, I should have had that. This is fine at best.
The octopus, okay, calamari's good. Calamari in Australia is second to that, but calamari's good. And octopus is just too much. A big tail that you have to slice into. Gross. It's never good.
It's an alien.
And also, people never really, you never get like an octopus curry or an octopus something. It's always just lightly dusted in something, and then they've gone, da-da. It's like they don't even give you a fucking vegetable. They just throw a few tentacles out there like, oh, the octopus. Like, no. Maybe if I could have an octopus kebab, right? Like an octopus sandwich. I don't know. But
every time I get it, it is just one big tentacle, and they're like, and that'll be 30 euros.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so I'm not doing that again. Get into Oasis, because I watched on Twitter, everyone was saying compared to the UK,
it was not the same. It was not the same. They did and Oasis brought it, right? They did not phone it in. They were great. There are a few problems. This Rogers Centre, not the stadium. The Rogers Stadium is where the Blue Jays play, and it's right downtown, and that's where I got the hotel next to, thinking that's where we were going. It turned out no, I was 11 miles away at the wrong place. We were going to the Rogers Centre. Now, the Rogers Centre is, what happened is they were building a whole lot of apartments on the outskirts of Toronto. The apartment boom ended. No one wanted any more apartments. So the person who had owned the land made a stadium to build concerts. They've had Coldplay and Oasis at this stadium. It's just a rectangle of seats, like a rectangle of seats. The floor is too big. And because of, Canadian health and safety, that. Now, I got a lot of love for Canada. I tour Canada a lot. Canada's always been good to me. I've procreated with a Canadian. I'm all Canadian up. And the thing I've always loved about Canadians is you can take the piss out of them. They're good to go, right? They've got a good sense of humor about themselves.
They're a little bit like the Saudis in that regard. Yes.
Well, we're not to talk about that just yet. We'll mention that in the next podcast, maybe. Anyway, so we show up, and it's in a rectangle, and on the floor, and I got photos of this. You could have fit, I'm not kidding, 40,000 more people. Not 20, 30, 40,000 more people.
They did the COVID spacing.
They sold it out, and then just like, okay. So it just looked like a little bunch of people in the first section and a little bunch of people. So when the needle drops on fucking in the bushes, like at Wembley, and like that, right? Everyone started drumming. We brought this festival together like this. They were like, "Ooh, it's about to start, eh? I better get my place." Right? So they all sort of, it looked bad because the stadium was bad, right? I had another friend who was in the so-called corporate box, right? The corporate box was a makeshift wooden shed that was on the floor, which was 1 foot higher than the floor seats. And if you were in the box bit, you couldn't see the concert because it was on the side because the wall was in your way. You had to go lean your head out of the fucking balcony. Organized by fucking morons. Anyway.
And it rained.
Which I kind of was cool. I brought a hoodie. I'd never seen anyone buy more merchandise at a concert. The lines to buy merchandise were too much. I said to my son, I said, don't worry about getting a hoodie. I'll buy you a hoodie when we get there. And we just couldn't wait for the lines. I gave my hoodie to my son, and it was raining during Live Forever. And I hit maximum wetness where it was just like, I might as well have jumped in a swimming pool. Who gives a fuck now? You can make it wasn't cold, so who gives a shit? Let it rain. Anyway, as we're leaving, we leave the concert. They open up the end of the now we're not even walking along the street. We're walking along a field that would have been 50 meters wide, right? Then we keep walking down this field. Eventually, you would hit the train station where we all wait for a train. Now, I've got more problems with the train station. I'll talk about that later. As we're walking along, there's a guy standing on a small podium. So he's about 4 foot higher than the rest of us, waist up maybe, right? And he has not even got a fucking megaphone or anything. He has a little tiny lightsaber that's about this big that can flash green or flash red, right? We're all walking along, leaving the stadium. I have left stadiums like this maybe 50 to 100 times in my life. This is not an irregular thing for me. We all know about it. We're shuffling on. We weren't entering a street. We weren't entering anywhere dangerous. But the powers that be in Canada had decided that we should stop for a minute every couple of minutes and let the crowd dissipate a little bit.
Let him breathe a little bit.
Let it breathe a little bit. So we're wandering along. And then this guy's just like, he's like this, okay, everyone, red light. And they all stopped. Not a barrier, not anything. Like the old joke, how do you get 200 Canadians out of a swimming pool? Can you all please get out of the swimming pool, right? Everyone knows that gag, right? Mm-hmm. I had never seen a crowd of this many people leaving a concert. The guy's just like, time to stop. And they all stopped. Not even people were like, even jokingly like, oh, boo. None of that. They were just like, oh, like this. There's a British guy next to me, and I went, what the fuck's going on? He goes, mate, this is what happens here. Yeah, they follow rules, don't they? Don't they? Imagine telling all the British people as they were leaving Wembley, a guy with no gate, no security guards. There was no security guards, just a bloke with a red light, green light. There's this, stop. And they stopped.
Well, no, you know, I was in Scotland,
and then once you get past him, you're allowed to move as fast as possible. So even people that were right up to him never thought, I'll take a few extra steps and get on like this. They all just.
And did they know the songs properly, or did they come for Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger?
During the encore, that when we had Don't Look Back in Anger, Wonderwall, and Champagne Supernova, the crowd was as good as they were in Wembley. But like half the world away, they didn't know the lyrics, and like Noel's trying to sort of sing with them. But Oasis were cool. Me and the son. Look, it was the best gig it was the best gig I've been to.
Away with your son?
Me and him too at Australia once when he was very little and stuff like that. But it was the best concert I've ever been to because I was there with my son and we were having a banger of a time. And he knew all the fucking words, man. I brought this kid up right. I had a 12-year-old standing next to me that knew every fucking Oasis tune because he's been listening to his dad in the car. And what I said about Oasis before, I'm glad I've been proven right all these years that they are the best band in the world. But the Canadians, and also it's one of those things like, you know, when you do a comedy gig and you're like, that was shit. And then the audience were like, that was the best show I've ever seen. And you're like, and then you want to go, nah, it was fucking crap like that. But you don't want to ruin their night, right?
Yes.
I think the Canadians thought they rocked, but there was, how people hold up signs. No. Okay. First of all, not one person got on someone's shoulders, right? You know how you went to one of the Oasis concerts in the middle of Wembley and a cunt just lets a flare off?
Of course. Let off a flare. Everyone's doing a stacker.
Yeah. You know how everyone in London was just smoking?
Yeah.
Because they can't throw us out. There's 80,000 people here. Right? No one smoked. No one vaped. No one got lifted up on shoulders. There was definitely no flares. And then there was one sign, and the guy holds it up. And this lady's holding it up, and the sign's about 2 foot by 1 foot. Right? So it's like, I don't want to make anything too big. That would ruin the experience for the people behind me, eh? And this sign was just of the Canadian maple leaf. And all it said was this: Canada missed you the most.
It's such a dweeby country, isn't it? It can't really gel with the Oasis vibe.
Canada missed you the most. You can check the others. We really missed you, eh?
I'm not even here for rock. I'm here because it's nice to see brothers make good.
So you know what was funny, right? So me and Hank really went for it. We were jumping around, having a great time, and a few people around us. Like, I'm not saying everybody, most people were really into it, but there was a lot of faux Oasis fans, and also got to give it up for Canadian women. No one makes them finer. Well done, Canada. The girls there were very good looking birds. You know what I mean? And the men, not as, you know. But anyway, so you know the bit. You know the bit.
So just stop there. Does that mean are you doing this with your son yet?
Yeah, you know what my son says when I do that? I go, buddy, check that one out. Buddy, that one over there, like that, right? Because that's what my dad does. And my son turns to me and goes, all right, granddad. Or he just calls me directly Gary, my dad's name. He goes, all right, Gary. Like that every time I'm doing it. I go, buddy, that's a nice look. Oh, that one over there. Buddy, she's wearing short shorts. Anyway, so anyway, you know the bit where you lost your key? Remember when you lost your key? Okay.
Too well.
Where everyone turns around and they jump up and down.
Well, the Poznan, yeah. We did
the Poznan.
They don't know what the fuck it is there.
Yeah. And so Liam goes, I was just in the hotel before I fucking come out here, and a French guy called Hugo went to me. He goes, hey, have a good show, Mr. Gallagher. But, you know, they won't do the Poznan. Not here. You can't make the people in Canada do it. They just won't fucking do it. Well, let's prove them fucking wrong. Now, I don't know if everyone did it because me and my son were doing it, but the guy next to me, I was like, come on, mate. You know, you put your arm around everyone next to you. I even said to my son, the stranger next to him, put your arm around. We're all going to do this as a communal thing. Like that. The Canadians to our left and our right were like, oh, okay. Someone's touching me. All right.
I saw the videos didn't look good online.
Look, it was raining. The band was amazing. And the fans that were fans were really loving it. But I suspect this isn't a Canadian thing. I suspect this is a North American thing where the band arguably was never anywhere near as big as they were. And I think Australia will have the same problem. Everyone's going to come for 4 songs. And when we're in Britain, everyone knew every word to every song, did they not? Every song.
100%. I mean, it was
there wasn't one song that everyone wasn't singing along to.
It was a religious experience, that concert. That was incredible. That's why we went and watched it there, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was the idea. Now, I've got a couple of stories to finish on for us here.
Okay.
Now, you already did a Trump, but
all right, it's time to stop. Red light. Okay, go.
I love this today. Donald Trump and the MAGA people, you know, who brought him in, free speech lovers.
Yeah.
Well, Donald Trump today has signed an executive order penalizing with a year in prison the burning of the American flag.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Which is a direct contravention of the Constitution. And even Justice Scalia, the most conservative of the judges, was like, you can't do that. That's an expression of freedom, and that's what the flag does stand for, is even being burned. Now, I don't love people burning the flag.
No, I've never burned a flag. I don't think you should burn a flag. I think flags are stupid. But as I've said in the past, you're allowed to make one in a bikini and whip it up your asshole. You can allowed to have an American flag G-string, just to put it in context. I think that people put too much emphasis on flags and how dare you burn the flag and thing. I think that the people who get upset about a burning flag are people who are just up for a fucking argument. And I think the people who are burning the flags are just stirring the shit out of those cunts. Because I don't think anyone's like, I hate this flag. I wish it would burn. I don't think anyone's like that. I think it's an incitement. Like, look what I'm doing, cunt. Look what I'm doing. I think that's why people burn flags, because they know they can upset fucking thin-skinned cunts. And by putting, I've never wanted to burn a flag more than hearing that I can't burn a flag. So, you know, and I have no intention of burning the flag. I won't be burning the flag, but I've never wanted to do it more because you've just told me I fucking can't, right? So how easy will it be for people to get on the internet and go, hey, we're all going to burn a flag at 4 p.m., do it online in your backyard, right? You don't have to show your hands or anything like that. You're going to get that.
Wouldn't be a great look for the left.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it, though.
No doubt. So I thought we could all agree on that one. And then Donald Trump, another one. Betraying the America First agenda once again. This story was incredible. he has today approved 600,000 Chinese students to now come into the United States to study. And they're saying without an influx of 600,000 students.
We need them to do all the work from the tariffs are fucked off. Who else is going to make our Happy Meal toys if we don't bring in a whole lot of Chinese kids? Like, you know.
It is insane to say that you're coming in to be America first and then selling out the university spots to American kids. The 600,000 Chinese is
600,000 students is I don't know what percentage of university students, but it's fairly high.
In the 2023, 2024 academic.
But it's good because it stops all the American kids becoming university graduates, which will make them go work in factories. America first.
America first. Make that stuff. Make those fucking silicon
How else
chips.
are we going to get people to pick our fruit if we got all the university graduates?
Okay, so that was that story. India last year had 330,000. China had 277,000, and then they're upping it another.
How many Australian get? How many Australia get? 10?
21 people that
it'd be
to
21
people work as counsellors.
Yeah, it'd be one bloke. Yeah, I started off as a counsellor, and then there'd be one bloke who's like, "Oh, I've invented a robotic arm, and Harvard's made me fucking work over here, so I got that fucking contract. So that's pretty good."
It is very hard for me when I'm in Lagos in Portugal to be like, "Oh, yeah, so people are angry about that in America, are they? What else are they angry about? Cracker Barrel changing its logo."
At the moment in my house, I'm in trouble for swearing because one of the kids has started swearing a little bit every now and again. So we've implemented a swear jar back into the house. And my eldest boy's driving a Ferrari.
Who's that in the background? I thought I just heard "fuck off, cunt."
Anyway, so you were saying, what were you saying before that?
Yeah, Cracker Barrel story.
Yeah, the Cracker Barrel. Okay. So I don't know how this has become a right and left wing thing. Okay, so there used to be an old man leaning against the barrel, and then it said in a very exact font with maybe the ugliest brown and yellow coloring of any logo in the history of things. Yeah, old bloke sitting in a chair, leaning against the barrel. It said Cracker Barrel, where it just could have been the word cracker. It would have made more sense next to that fella. Anyway, so it said Cracker Barrel, and now they've gotten rid of the old bloke, and now what have they given us? Show us what they've got us for all the non-American people. Cracker Barrel, right? They're still the same ugly brown and yellow, but a more succinct, beautiful logo that makes sense, right? And people on the right have gone, that logo is too woke because we've gotten rid of the old white guy, who incidentally was yellow. He was never white. He was a fucking Simpsons character. At no stage do we know that guy's white. He could be Asian or anything. But he was a yellowy orange, and now he's gone.
Well, this is what's so funny about America and just the world in general. So a change of a logo does become political. When what this is everything that I hate in business, which is they're doing the simplification of all logos. They do this across every company now. Everything has returned to a minimalism. So instead of having like a cluttered floor and picture frames all over the wall and lots of bric-a-brac, everything is sleek Scandinavian design and minimalism, and I fucking hate it personally.
I think the new logo looks better. And also, you like the old logo. Jack's fighting against it.
Yeah. No, I like character.
This is Jack's the most woke of us all, and Jack's there going, "You can't get rid of the old." Yeah, because you want to keep the old white man. That's what you want to. Yeah, the old white man. If you made him black, would you be okay with him? All right. Okay. What if he was a gay guy and his hand was limping off the end of the barrel like this? Okay. I just want to know.
It's not like overtly. I've never eaten at Cracker Barrel.
No one's ever eaten at Cracker Barrel. No one's ever. I think Dusty Slay does the commercials, right? He sits there and I've seen the commercial. He gets like a meal that's brought to him in foil. You know what I mean? And they open up the foil like, here's the shit we've cooked you in foil.
A hungry man dinner.
Yeah. No, have you seen it? Like it's sort of wrapped. It's like it's a bit of steak with some carrots around it that's been sitting in an oven in foil, and then you're meant to peel it back. And good luck with your fillings.
No, you know what happened is I think the woke CEO wants it to become more like a Japanese teppanyaki joint. So they're bringing each table their own microwave to heat the meal up. redneck teppanyakis.
Yeah, and it's called my
microwave.
Yeah, crow wave.
Here's a promise to their guests they've put out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If the last few days...
We're still as bigoted as we've always been. Don't let the logo fool you.
In the last few days, if it's shown us anything, it's how deeply people care about us at the Cracker Barrel. And we're grateful for your heartfelt voice. You've also shown us that we could have done a better job sharing who we are and what we'll always be. What has not changed and what will never change are the values of this company that was built on when Cracker Barrel opened in 1969.
And all you can eat sides.
Hard work, family, diabetes, and scratch-cooked food with care. A place where everyone feels at home, no matter where you're from or where you're headed. I mean, God, I hate companies. Don't you just hate companies? Imagine working for a big
I would imagine that Cracker Barrel would be something like they'd be owned by Wendy's or something. There'd be a bigger company. Pepsi owns them or something like that. There'd be a bigger company involved.
The stock has plummeted 17% from a re. That's how silly the world is right now.
Oh, that's terrible because I had so much Cracker Barrel stock.
Let me tell you,
Cracker Barrel was the Bitcoin of my generation.
If your stockbroker calls you and says this Cracker Barrel logo rebrands really hurt us, you've got a bad guy, man.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone at Goldman Sachs is making that call.
If my stack guy went, look, we got out of Tesla when it was all going tits up, and I moved it all over to Cracker Barrel.
We thought Southern comfort, low quality food was going to be the future. We did a big fuck up here. This is the Cracker Barrel bubble.
Yeah.
But now's a good time to rebuy.
Yeah. My stock guy's called Enron Musk.
Okay. All right. Next story. This is an interesting one. I love this story. And I think, obviously, there must be some fuck ups to applying this to everyone. But there was a man in Britain who was trying to sell his house.
Yeah.
And he wanted 500 grand.
Yeah.
He actually listed it for 650, but 500,000 pounds. He could not get anyone to purchase it. It just kept going out for no bids, and then he'd stop, and then he'd put it up again a few months later. And then he had an idea. He's going to raffle his home off at $2 a ticket and then do an official draw for his home. He sold 500,000 tickets. So he got $1 million.
$1 million, yeah.
And someone bought the house. Is that not brilliant?
Brilliant.
So desperate to get rid of his Georgian abode, Lowe started to sell raffle tickets to virtually give away his country home. He basically themed it up online as a British manor paradise. After talking to many estate agents and quick buy companies, we believe it's our best interest to take sale of the property in our own hands, offering it $2 a ticket. The hope was he would break even, but he found he'd made $1 million in ticket sales, offering a win. Isn't that, man? Oh, should I do that for my house in Australia?
It's not a bad idea.
Now people are saying that in America, the problem would be property taxes.
I think in my house I could get $10 a ticket, right?
You think you get more than that? You theme it up, right?
Yeah.
Because here's a sad thing about me.
I think a lot of people wouldn't want to live here because I've been here though. That would put a bit of stank on the house.
A grime?
Yeah, grime, yeah.
Well, I do this thing. Hold on, just before I finish, it says here, while the tactic is useful in the UK, it won't fly in America. While the exact terms will vary from state to state, many areas will only allow property if they're held by a non-profit or government entity. Plus, in order to do so legally, you'd need to have the rights permits and follow tax regulations, blah, blah, blah. Or it would be viewed as illegal gambling. Bit boring, that. Let people raffle off the house.
Yeah, and also I think it's... What do you mean it's illegal gambling? I guess it is illegal gambling. But companies do it all the time with cars and stuff. And I've seen companies like win a house. What do companies get to do?
Each year, this is sad as fuck. Every year I spend $700 on the South Australian Home Lottery, which is for Cancer Council charities or the Red Cross,
right?
Where they have a mega mansion, and I buy $700 worth of tickets. And so much faith do I have that I'm going to win the mansion. I really start to think about what I'm going to do with the property, how much I'll rent for it.
Right. I've heard you doing this before because you bought all that furniture last year.
How much I charge?
Yeah.
How much? Like I'll probably $2,000 a week.
What wing would Annika live in?
How hot the pool will be so she can swim.
Yeah, which room would hold the Nazi memorabilia?
Oh, that's the front room. I want it visible from the streets. that warns people off from door knocking.
Yeah. Why has Amos put up his Christmas lights? Oh no, it's just a rotating swastika.
All right. Well, that was one other silly story before I get into a dark one, and then we can go. Oh no, here's one more fun story from the week.
Okay.
This is actually 2 weeks old, but again, worth bringing up.
Sure.
I loved this story about the Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin meeting. And of all the talk about a war, I'm looking for something a little sillier for our show. And this one caught me, which was Vladimir Putin's bodyguard carries a poo suitcase to his summits. Here's why. There we go.
To poo in, or it carries poo?
It carries his poo.
Okay.
Russian President Vladimir Putin's bodyguards reportedly carry a poop suitcase to collect his fecal waste and urine during the Alaska summit with President Trump. The unusual security measure was said to be aimed at preventing foreign powers from obtaining information about the Russian leader's health. Putin's bodyguards collect his fecal waste and bring it back to Russia. During Putin's meeting, strict security measures were in place to protect Putin. He's surrounded by bodyguards and a number of steps are taken to protect him. So
I would have liked when they had to get back through the TSA, and there would have been a bloke that would have gone, "Have you got a liquid over 100 mils?" Yeah.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, you're not allowed. You got a sack of shit in there and a jug of piss, do you? Because it would be in a remarkably. How long was he out for? A couple of weeks? He was out for a week.
A few days, I think, in Alaska.
Okay,
and so
a few days.
They said that the KGB used to do this.
How many liters do you think you piss in 3 days? I reckon you get 2 liters.
Yeah, maybe more.
Yeah, 2 liter jug of piss, and a nice little sack of shit.
A briefcase of shit.
Yeah, something you put your duty free stuff in the middle.
Because apparently back in the day, the KGB, when they would have world leader summits, they would open up the pipes of the rooms that each of the leaders were playing in, and then they would get their shit and then check it to see whether they're diseased, how long has he got left to live, to try and get information on each leader and like pressure points on them.
Oh, I've had some shits where you think I'll be dead by the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Because right now people are saying Donald Trump's sick because of his hand, you see.
What's wrong with his hand?
That?
Well, it's gotten smaller.
Is his massive bruise, or could be a massive bruise, but it is a small hand, as you say. But he has these huge bruises on his hand, and online they're saying, oh, that's the bruise. He's getting infusions done or something.
He's got bruises on the back of his hand, and Melania has bruises on her face out of sympathy.
It's from those stairs she keeps falling down.
Has Melania spoken in this whole administration? We heard her talk. The first administration, the first time she was in charge of Christmas trees. That's all I remember. She did that one speech that was
bullying. Don't bully.
Yeah, don't bully. And I've selected all the Christmas trees for the White House. But has she spoken this time? I don't know if we've heard her talk, right?
You don't see much out of her these days. I think she's hanging on for dear life.
Okay. So, and Barron, does he talk?
He's at NYU. He's at NYU.
Is he smart, Barron?
I don't know. He's apparently a little crypto whiz. And by that I mean I just hear he's got millions of dollars in crypto.
Yeah, that doesn't make him a whiz. That means
he was certainly good at running his dad's campaign and getting him on all those fucking streaming shows. That's for sure.
Oh, did he do that? Did he?
He was supposedly directing his dad to do. He was like, "Hey, Dad," and by smart I mean he was like, "Hey, do Theo Von."
Yeah, do Theo Von.
That's not exactly like a genius.
I did Theo's podcast. He's a good dude.
When are you running for Prime Minister?
Me and Theo get along fine. You know, he's a good dude. Half of his fan base obviously hate me, so I had to put up with that rubbish. But you know, if we've got a few more eyes on me podcast, on my special, happy days.
Here's this last one. Southwest Airlines' new policy will affect plus-size travellers. Here's how.
What's
Naturally,
the new policy?
I clicked on this because
you need to buy 2 seats.
I'm getting a little bigger. Yeah, Southwest Airlines will require travellers who don't fit within the armrests of their seat to pay for an extra one in advance. Part of a string of recent changes the carrier is making. First, it was you don't get the free bag. Now, this is what I want to know. How do you know you don't fit in the seat? Is it like on Ryanair where they make you put your bag in the parameters, and if it doesn't fit, you have to pay. Do they have a demo seat?
I think a demo seat would be the way to go. Sometimes they do that at the front of roller coasters, so you can see what it would feel like. You can sit in the seat, right?
Are you telling me?
I think that would be the. Do you remember when at carnivals do they still do this, where there was just like a bloke who would guess your weight? Like they guess your weight down the scale, and then he'd look you up and down and go, oh, fucking 180. Like that, right? And then if he was within 5 pounds, you lost. If you're outside of 5 pounds, I always did good because I'm heavier than I look because I got little tiny legs. That was always my jam. I'll go win myself a cuddly toy. I'll just stand on that scale. Boom, won again, right? But yeah, I think you're right. I think they would have just at that beginning bit, they'd see a fat fuck and they'd go, all right, mate, you got to sit in the seat. And then he'd squeeze in like that and it would all push up over the armrest. And he'd go like, I'm very comfortable. I'm very comfortable.
Or do they disguise it and go, all right, we're just going to check in here. Oh, this might take a moment. Feel free to have a seat. And then they look from out in the checkout.
What if you're just a big fuck like Andre the Giant, but you're not fat? What if you're an NBA player? Do they have to pay double?
I guess you got to fly private.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you're over 6'6" and you're not in the NBA, you're just disabled.
It's true.
It's true. You're just a disabled person. You can't fit in cars. You can't be in a bloody proper bed. Your heart has to work a little bit harder. It's just a kind of a thing if you're over 6'6".
Here we go. Let's read what they've got to say. If a passenger who needs an extra seat doesn't purchase one ahead of time, they were required to buy one at the airport, according to the policy. If the flight is full, the passenger will have to be rebooked on a new flight. That sucks. Like you've got the last seat and they go, you're too fat to fly on this one. You've been delayed. Oof. Jason Vaughan, an Orlando-based travel agent. Yeah. Well, you know, that man's going to be having a lot of upset people.
He'd be in a lot of trouble. The mobility scooters alone that he's fucking rented out, he'd be in trouble.
The only worst job would be to be a San Antonio travel agent.
No. Have you been to Disney? Have you been to Disney Orlando and seen the mobility scooters? Come on, get the fuck out of here.
The best page, just for everyone out there who hasn't already discovered this, the best page on the internet is the plus size park hoppers. You ever been on that?
Not with me pants on.
Plus size park hoppers are obese women who go on rides at Disney.
And men. Oh no, you're watching. It's an actual page.
That's an actual page.
Yeah,
it's a few women.
It's not sneaky photos. Okay, so we can promote this. I know this page.
This is
a couple of big girls who just go, and the wait for this line was good, and you can get in the chair, and here we are. And then there's a churro stand right next to it.
They have a limited edition nacho hat. And even though I ate all of that, plus I ate all of Mickey Mouse's dessert bar, I was still able to ride this one. It's that. It's a great one. It says here, plus size people on social media, he has a website. So let's give this bloke a plug again, just for any of our plus size fans.
Just quickly, I was at just a Comic-Con the other day in Canada, and
six packs galore.
Is there anything better than a plus size Jedi Knight? You know, the real fat guy who's got all the robes and all that sort of stuff, and he's brought out the sword, and he's just boom, 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 and he always has like the Qui-Gon Jinn haircut, you know, because he's the comic book guy, right? They always got like the fat guy with the long hair who's gone, and I'm a Jedi, who just hasn't had to work out at all. Like my Jedi powers are so strong that I need to keep fueling.
Just do a lot of sitting and thinking, levitating things. Jason Vaughan has a website called Fat Travel Tested. So if you're a fat fella over there in America and you want to travel and you want to find out, go on fattraveltest.com. And
why is it that sometimes they go on planes, you can't have a bag over this weight? Because it's really because the baggage handlers shouldn't be carrying something that heavy. But they give you this bullshit about, it's because of the weight of the plane. Get the fuck out. You ever been on those planes where they make people sit left and right because we have to evenly distribute the weight of the plane? Yeah,
that's scary. That's the seaplanes, the Indiana Jones planes.
Yeah. And like, you sit over there, you sit over there. And hey, fat fuck, sit in the middle, sit in the aisle.
Do you know what they got me to? On my flight over here to Europe, they asked me if I'd like to spend $8.50.
Yeah, and you said
to buy green fuel. Right? Now it used to be like a carbon offset of $1.
Yeah, I remember that.
This was $8.50. They go, so we use a better grade biofuel. I'm sorry, how does that work?
Well,
So they put they give that what they put 1 liter of my fuel in, do they? Is that how this works?
I think if enough people do it, they'll go, we'll have a go. I like in Ireland where they just sell scratchies in the plane.
Do they?
Ryanair walk up the idea and go, anyone want a scratchy?
Well, Americans do credit cards, but the Irish, that makes more sense.
Yeah, for like £2, £2 you can buy a scratchy. And they know that they're going to, if they sell 100 of the thing for 200 quid and then they give back $100 worth of prize money, they're always going to come out on top. It's like a gamble where there's no risk whatsoever. Yeah. And you're on the plane and you're like this, I've got nothing to do. I haven't got a telly. Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. If catching the 4 a.m. flight on Ryanair from Dublin to Malta wasn't a gamble enough, I'll take a scratchy.
Yeah, I'll take a scratchy.
I'm not living risky enough.
And no one, and it doesn't even, normal scratchies at the top say you could win £20,000 or something like this. This doesn't promise shit. It's just a straight up scratchy where you go, I got 3 bells. What does that mean? There's a bit of luck in it. You're lucky.
Free checked in luggage on the return flight.
Yeah. You can bring 2 friends or a fat person on your next trip.
All right. Well, I guess we should wrap up.
Well, that'll do me. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow
in Lisbon, and I'll get in the ocean with you, mate.
Will you jump straight in?
I'll jump straight in, no problem.
Yeah. Will you let me root you for 2 minutes?
Double it.
I can't do that, but I'll sit there staring at you.
No, because then when you're finished, I want to have a go.
It's a charming time. What a charming trip it is to date me. God, I feel sorry for the poor woman. I look at all these.
I didn't know Annika was on the trip with us. I'm quite excited.
She's in there somewhere.
Where is she? What time is it?
Huh? What time is it? It's 10:30 p.m. Hold on. We'll get Annika to say goodbye to everybody here in the podcast. Big bag of fucking diabetes there.
Don't call it that.
Anyway, that's what's happening at this moment.
Hi, Jim.
Good night, Australia.
Good night, everybody.